So today we're going to do an installation of the Cotta pots. We've got a 1.5 by 1 metre bed and we're going to put 6 Cotta pots in here. So in your kit you'll get the 6 Cotta pots, a bag of attachments, some pipe and the bucket. The tools you'll need to put it in will be a small trowel, a sharp pair of scissors, very important sharp, and a screwdriver to bleed the system once we've got it in. So the first thing to do is to do a rough set out of where you want them to go. So we know they want to be about 400 apart. So if we said they're going to go about there, and then put this one about here. Now I've got some spinach which I didn't want to remove, so I'm just going to put it in beside here. I'm thinking it's going to go about there. So I've got a rough set out here. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to put the attachments on the end, and you've got to think about how you want to lay it out. So I've got my bucket that's just going to sit here. So I'm going to have a pipe coming out here. It's going to go to this one first, and because it's going in that direction, I'm going to run it round, around, 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 around. And so this is going to be my last one. So the last one, I'm going to put a 90-degree angle on, because that's where it's going to finish off. Just check that they're tight, which they are. Just going to put that on, and it's as easy as just pushing that on. And then all the other ones are going to have a T-junction on. So you just push that on. Oh, see, that one wasn't tight. So I'm just going to push this down a bit, and then I'm going to tighten that up. Okay, and that's how we get a nice snug fit. Now we'll do a bit of a leak check later. Now we've got the set out done and we've got the attachments on top. We're going to dig them in. So it's really just a case of digging a nice big hole and then putting them in. You just want them just to sit just above, just so you can see the plastic there, and then dig it around a bit. As you can see, I said this dirt was really dry. The main thing is do not bang them down because you could break the Cotta pot. Not sure if I mentioned, do not cut the zip ties. Zip ties are very important. So you can use the shovel if you want. I'm fine. Okay. Now you've got them all buried nicely. We're going to cut the pipe, so just roughly measure. Don't leave it too short. So you don't want it too stretched. So, and this is where you want the sharp scissors. So you can just press it there. If you've got a bit of an oval shape, make it round again. That side's looking pretty good. And then it literally is just a case of pushing that into there. And if it's not completely round, they do struggle to go in a little bit. Just putting that in there. Cut the next piece of pipe from here to here. Right, as you can see, sometimes they are a bit of a hassle to get in. You just got to persevere and make sure it is nice and round. And if you don't feel you've got a tight fit, once we see, there might be a leak. once they've actually been in for a little bit, they are easy to take out and then put back in. And because they've had a little bit of round shape, they are easy to put back in. Now I have just realised that there's meant to be a tap put in here to here, so you can shut down the system. So I'm just going to cut this one here in the middle here, and I'm going to put the tap on. Right, that's it. So you'll see that there's quite a few extra pieces. That is because we don't know what your setup's going to be. You might want to have it a Y, you might want to have it a cross, you might want to have a square one. So there's plenty of extras there for you if you need them. So now we have to fill up the system and check it for leaks and bleed the system. So the bucket comes complete with a float, and so if you want, you can connect it to your irrigation system on the back here. And then so the float will obviously stop the water when it comes in. And so if you want, you can connect it to your irrigation system on the back here. And then so the float will obviously stop the water when it comes in. So you can see I've got a little bit of a leak here. So I'm just going to push that in a little bit forward. I've got a little bit of a leak here. Little one here. Still got one here. Okay, that's good. This one's looking good. This one looks good. Still a little bit of a leak here. Just pushing it. All you do is pushing it in further. Sometimes you do need to take it right out and put it right back in. Now I'm just looking for the screwdriver. So when you bleed the system, start from the first one in the line and then follow it round. It's still leaking a little bit there, so there's a screw here. So you just take the screw out. It's going to fill up with water. So just the air out of the system. Just a little bit. You can start taking the next one out as well. Yep, here we go. This one's just started. You can see it's bubbling over now. Can be a little bit of a knack sometimes to try and find the hole when it's bubbling over like that, and just make sure you screw it right down so it gets in. Don't over tighten it. There we go, it's nice. So that now means the Cotta cup's full. You see there's a little washer on there, that just needs to be nicely seated in there so it doesn't leak. And while we're waiting, this one's now come up. And so now we've got to the lucky last. So now there's a bit of pressure on the system. It's only 1 PSI this whole thing runs on. You can see this is a bit of a leak on this one here. Yep, so that actually still wasn't tight enough. So I think I've got that. Just come out in a day or so and check it. Okay, so you can see we've gone through a bit of water, so this is really important. That whole process probably took about 10 minutes. So we've obviously speeded it up so you don't have to sit around for 10 minutes. Now the last thing that I like to do is put a lid on so you don't get any mosquitoes. I do like to give the bed just a bit of water. One just to wash out any dirt you've got in here. Not that that's a big problem. That's just me being a bit finicky. Just going to give it a little bit of water. And because we're all about water conservation, to stop this dehydrating, we're just going to put some pea straw or some mulch over the top of it. Yeah, you can see, I mean, once again, it comes down to, you know, I've hand watered. I mean, yeah, I haven't given it a lot of water, but that's hardly even touched the surface. So this is where the cotta pot's gone into the rain. So I'm just going to grab a bit of mulch. Yeah, so what I'm saying, this is now ready to plant. You can put your plants in there. Thirsty plants, plant them really close to the cotta pots. You know, ones that don't require so much water, put them in the middle here. As I said, the roots will actually grow around the cotta pots. It's really exciting. It's great when you see it. It's like you pull a cotta pot out and it's just like got roots all around it because they're just loving it. They're just getting their water. Put some mulch on there and you're all set. Connect it to your irrigation system if you want. Connect it to your hose. We supply a little green fitting that goes onto the back so you can just clip your hose into it. If you want to connect to your irrigation system, you might have to get a connector of some sort. But any problems, give us a call, send us an email. We'll be able to get it sorted out. If you don't think it's working properly, give us a call, send us an email, we'll get it sorted for you.